Hey everybody, welcome to the Wednesday night live stream. We'll wait for a few more people to jump on before we get started here. Make sure it's working. Oh, I didn't replenish my water. I like to have water ready. Public. Hey guys, how's it going? Just gonna wait for a few more people to log on here. Kind of doing this one a little bit early, aren't we? Hey Linda, Alpaca, Produce, Nikita, Cynthia. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys can't hear me? You guys can hear me, okay. Could you not hear me before? Okay, hopefully everything sounds right. Looks good. All right, cool. Okay, yeah, so for before we get started, I just want to just mention this one more time because today is the last day for the e-bundle. It's 75 ebooks, fitness, health, cookbooks for $50. That's less than $1 a book and a value of almost $1,600. So today is the last day. There's like 11 more hours. Did I post the wrong? Where is it? It's linked below this video, by the way. Let me just pull that up right here. Pull it up for you guys real quick. Okay, here it is right here. All right, so there's like 11 hours left to get that e-bundle right there. I'm just going to put that at the top of the stream in case anybody's interested in that. That's a huge tons of information there. My book is one of them. So I'll mention it again before we end the stream. Anyway, I'm here tonight with none other than No Egg Craig. So we got No Egg Craig over there. Hi, Craig. How's it going?
I'm good.
Welcome, Craig. If you guys don't know Craig, then where have you been? Hiding under a rock? I don't know. It's good to see you, Craig. What's new with you? I can see your hair is getting long.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got back from working at Hercules all day. Just shooting a vid. I'm gonna have to minimize your live stream because it's trippy hearing your voice and then seeing you saying it like after you already said it.
You got me on mute, don't you?
Yeah, no, I because I hear you as you're talking to me, but then I see the live stream like 5 seconds later.
Yeah.
And like your mouth is off, so it's like tripping me out. So I got to just minimize it. But yeah, no, I was just working at Hercules all day shooting a ribbon candy video, and now I'm here.
Awesome. So yeah, we were talking the other day about we actually were talking on the phone for like an hour about just random stuff, and I'm like, you know what, we should have been doing a live stream.
Chris and I are just like friends. We talk all the time. Yeah.
Not all day, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because Chris and I are just good friends. Like we'll talk about stuff like outside of YouTube. Like we just hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, like what kind of shoes are you wearing?
Yeah.
Is there like a delay here? I feel like there's a delay.
I don't know. I feel like I can hear you. Let's see.
Okay, respond as soon as I say something. You ready? Here we go. Craig.
You just said something. Yes.
Okay, so there's like a couple second delay, which is weird because I'm talking to you live, but
is there?
Yeah. And we're on Skype.
Oh, okay.
Okay, put your hand up as soon as I say put your hand up. Okay, ready? No, I didn't say it yet.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Put your hand up. Oh wow, he didn't even hear me. You didn't hear me.
It's like cutting in and out, I guess.
Oh, okay. So we don't have a perfect connection here.
All I heard is, hey.
We'll try to do our best. I think this is going to be a maybe you should call me back. I don't know. Maybe I
Yeah, I
should.
could try calling you back.
Yeah, you want to do that real quick? Yeah, why don't you do
Yeah,
that real quick?
I'll call you this time.
Okay, yeah. We'll get this working better, guys. Don't worry. There we go.
Okay, yeah, and if this doesn't work, I could just do like an audio call with you.
Okay.
Maybe that'll work better if this doesn't.
It sounds a little bit better, but hey, we don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah.
All right, we're just going to do a Q&A. So the other day we were talking about
Okay.
I don't know, we were talking about all kinds of everything from like stocks to going vegan.
Yeah. Yeah. We're talking about investing, and we're also talking about like how vegans talk to non-vegans and how often they're not that effective at it.
Yeah. I think I don't know, different approaches appeal to different people. It's I guess the psychology of getting something across to another person.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big thing that we talked about was just like ego investment, which is basically like I think a lot of us have experienced this, but maybe we just didn't know the actual term. But it's basically like if you have believed something your entire life, then admitting you would basically, if someone, say in this example, you're telling the person about veganism, and they have either not been vegan or they've been vehemently against being vegan their whole life, then with you saying that they should go vegan, they have to basically say, I'm wrong, you're right, and everything I've believed in for the past several decades has been wrong, and I need to change in order to live my life according to my values. So that's a massive thing. It's a lot bigger than just be like, oh yeah, you're right, I should change. Like you think it'd be that easy logically, but there's so many other things in everybody's life. Like everybody's like this. I'm like this. Chris is like this. All of you guys are like this. It's a human thing. So if you can just like, we were talking about how like if you give someone like an out, if you give someone like a way for them to either save face or let them think that they came to that conclusion themselves, then a lot of times they're much more susceptible to just saying like, yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, and I agree. And we were talking about I mean, I've seen different techniques that people have used for a very long time, since I first went vegan back in the early 90s. So, knowing different approaches and seeing how they worked on different people, I guess that's how I came up to the conclusion of, building my channel, The Vegan Zombie, and what I was going to do and what I was never going to do on my channel. But I found personally, for me, that, I don't know, just getting people excited and interesting about something and promoting it that way. And then, like for instance, my channel, it's like, it's for everybody. But once you get in there, you start, okay, so, they try some of the recipes. Oh, this is actually pretty good. And then they start asking the questions like, well, why this and why that? Like, if I can do this, I'll do this rather than doing that. And, why are you saying, watch out for zombies? What are the zombies? Oh, the zombies are the flesh eaters. It's the analogy. It's the, mindless thinking that we were brought up with from day one in this world. Eat your meat and dairy. Strong bones, healthy teeth. That's what I was taught when I was little, when I was growing up. But I saw so many people like, getting out there and like screaming and yelling at people that weren't vegan. And I'm like, that's just going to push people away. I mean, I've always been that way where if somebody told me I have to do something, like I tended not to want to do what they said I have to do. Even if it's like rational or whatever. So as far as vegan goes, like I feel like when people come at different people where people feel attacked, they tend not to want to do it. And then they make the analogy with that person or that movement as being something that they don't want anything to do with. And I'm not saying I disagree with different techniques.
If I go vegan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they're just like, if I go vegan, am I going to be that person?
Right. Well, you see that. You see infighting with vegans all the time. You know,
Yeah.
people are like, oh, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. Well, you know what?
You're not vegan
I'll
enough.
tell you this, we all have free will. We all make our own minds up. You can't make somebody else's mind up for them. You can only
Yeah.
guide them in the right direction, give them the information that they need, inspire them, whatever it may be. But they have to come to that conclusion on their own. They can't feel forced to do it, or it's not genuine, and they probably won't stick with it. So, you make something easy
it's
for
like
them.
the difference of like, yeah.
Yeah, so from
I
my
was gonna
channel,
say,
I've always tried to. We have like I'm just okay. Ready? You go.
Oh, okay. So I was just gonna say real quick, I think it's a difference of them feeling like they're getting something shoved down their throat versus them feeling like they're discovering something.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that was at the back of my mind. Like when I went vegan, the big thing was people showing like the pictures of the vivisections and everything like that, and it's like I'm like I get it. Personally, I get it. I know what's going on. That's why I am vegan. That's why I'm promoting vegan, and but I don't want to see that stuff anymore. I know what's going on, and that's why I am vegan. But I said when I made my channel, I was never going to post any of that stuff. Like, I understand there's a time and a place for it, but on my channel, I didn't want that. Like, I could tell people where to go to find that kind of stuff, what's happening behind the scenes that you don't know, what's happening in Factory Farming, Test Labs, everything like that. But for my channel, I just wanted everybody to not feel judged when they come in, to be able to ask any questions they wanted, and not feel judged. Because once you feel judged, it's kind of there's kind of a push at that point when you're feeling judged. And and on my channel, I just wanted to look what I've done over the past 12 years. Started out with just cooking videos, and now I've done shopping on a budget, new product reviews, going to different farm sanctuaries and showing people why we're vegan, just everything everything that I could do to make veganism easier for somebody that's going to go vegan and wants to stay vegan. I don't want anybody to have a reason not to be vegan. I just want to, as much as I can find. If I find something new one day, or new information or what, I want to share it with everybody. I want my channel to be one channel where you could find all these different ways to be vegan. If you can't find it on my channel, there's other channels out there that you can find it on. So, yeah.
I thought Matt D said some pretty cool things. If you want.
Matt D is Matt D is the one that I went vegetarian with 30 years ago. We went vegetarian the same exact day.
Oh yeah,
and that was the day that led me on my journey to where I am now. So we're childhood friends that haven't seen each other in many years. Let's see what he says. He says, I found that going vegetarian recently was due to having open and honest conversation right here in the channel with me. Oh. Yeah, so we kind of touched base after all these years on Twitch. And for those of you that didn't hear the story, basically, I do Twitch now. Late at night, I'm on Twitch probably a month and a half, 2 months ago, and all of a sudden Matt's on there and he sees me and he's like, "Hey, it's Matt from your hometown," and I'm like, Matt, do I think it is? And it's like, wow, and it was kind of crazy. We've been gaming together on Twitch lately, and he's talking about.
Cool.
Him and his family going vegetarian for the first step.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and and obviously we talked about it. I didn't make him feel pressured or anything, because we did go vegetarian 30 years ago, but I guess he didn't stick with it, and catching up, after all these years, we started talking about it, and he brought it up, not me. So. That's always good. I'm always, I'll always talk to people about it, but I don't ever want to feel like I'm, pushing it down people's throats. Although I wish everybody was vegan, like you can't do that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. It backfires.
Yeah, because someone's desire is never going to come from obligation. Like if you make someone feel manipulated or obligated to do it, if they do it, it'll probably be passive aggressively and reluctantly.
Yeah. Or they might say that they might say that they are whenever they're around you, but when they're not, then it's it just gets weird. Yeah. And I'm saying that because that's
I've
actual experience I've had.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually experienced that, but I have seen on like vegan Facebook groups that I'm in, like where someone's like, "Oh, hey, my boyfriend is vegan with me," but then I find these like non-vegan pizza boxes in the recycling bin, and he's clearly just like eating them when I'm not there. And like, how do I tell him that it's okay? Like, you don't have to hide that from me. I'm not going to judge you. So I know that's yeah, like you said, it's definitely a thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. You got to be cognizant of that. And I find like a lot of people that first go vegan, like when they're new vegans, and this isn't like anybody in specific, um,
Hmm.
just a generalization, you know.
Hmm.
But when they go vegan, you know, and they're new to veganism, they learn all the things that they didn't know, and you know, stuff that we've known for years and years and years. But you know, they learn this stuff and they're like they're so shocked and their emotions are so high. They want to like, you know, shout out for the animals, and it, you know, it
Yeah.
sometimes it projects negatively, and people see them as some, you know, sometimes you see them as, you know, just some crazy person, you know, yelling out like what everybody has to do. And you just got to remember that, you know, there's got to be like a certain technique to do it. You just got to find your niche to do it. I mean, some people stand out with the pamphlets. They do direct action out that way. I found for me to get the message out, the best way that I've ever been able to do so is right here on my platform. I can speak to the
Hmm.
world. I can literally speak to the
Hmm.
world on this platform, and you know, anybody is free to ask questions, and you know, and then that might spark a brand new video on new topics, and
Hmm.
you know, investigating things. You know,
Hmm. I agree with all of that.
yeah. That is Parth. That is Chris Cooney and Craig.
Wow.
Craig's hair is longer than mine now. Look at that.
Yeah.
Um, the last time I got a haircut, I was with you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We
We got a video of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my hair cut during this quarantine so far. Just to like even stuff out because I was starting to look a little homeless.
And you
Like I
went
feel
to
like
our
still yeah. I went to the same person.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm still in that like awkward phase where like my hair's not long enough to put in like a ponytail or anything or like in a bun or like any way to like really put it back except for like if I wear a headband. That's about it. Or like well now that I've got these headphones on, I can just wear that.
Yeah. Yeah, I still do. I have a whole bunch of headbands that I bought a few years ago, and I'm like, all right, this will keep that. And I'm like, yeah, I thought that would look better. I didn't like how it looked, so I never,
Yeah.
I never did it.
Hmm.
I'm more of like a beanie or a hat guy, or
Yeah.
just
If my hair gets long enough, I might actually start to braid it.
just one of those. I braid,
Yeah.
you know, it's a lot of it's work to do that every day, but I've done that
Mhm.
like when I was going to sleep. So because anybody that has long hair knows that well, you probably don't know it yet,
Not yet.
but this hair
As long as my hair's ever been.
when you're going to sleep, I got to take it and like whip it out
Hmm.
above my pillow. Otherwise, I'm like laying on it, and it's just you guys with the long hair know what I'm talking about.
Hmm. Alpaca Llama, I think had a really good point. Gary Yourofsky's video that was shot. I think that the one that you shot actually. I think that like those videos, Chris and I have talked about this before. Like either those videos or the videos of people on the street who are confronting people. Usually, the people that they're confronting are not ever going to change their point of view in that conversation. But the people who are at home watching it,
Yeah,
those are the people who will sometimes get their mind changed. And or like the Gary Yourofsky speech, like if you're giving a speech, it's going to be watched later on, or even to the people in the audience, because you're not directly attacking those people.
right.
So it's like an ego attack. It's more of just like I'm just saying these things, and you're putting the pieces together. It's sort of still like leading the person to the idea.
Yeah,
So it makes them feel like they're not getting an idea shoved down their throat. And like most of the time, they're seeking those things out. Like if you go on YouTube and you click on a video, you know what you're getting yourself into. And or like same thing if you're going to a speech. For the most part, you kind of know what you're getting yourself
yeah,
into. So you're like seeking it out instead of just
yeah.
having it get like shoved down your throat by your crazy vegan family member at a family party and you're trying to escape them. Like it's different.
And I think we talked about that before because I was saying that I don't think that street activism is or ever was like is as powerful, but now like what you were just saying, like now in the day and age of YouTube and videos going viral like that, whoever's recording that and uploading that video is now going out to everybody, and that's very effective rather than what you're just saying, like being there at that time, because you're only going to have a certain amount of people watching and even like bother listening and let it go in, and they might, like you said, they're like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and as they're walking down the street like a half an hour later, they're like, oh, I'm going to go buy a turkey sandwich or whatever.
Yeah, or like if you're having that conversation with somebody and like saying like, you're doing this thing wrong, people are just going to defend themselves and dig their heels in more. But if they watch a video of someone saying to somebody else, you're doing this thing wrong, they might recognize it in themselves and be like, ooh, yeah, I do that.
Oh, I'm one of those people. I'm not going to be that,
Yes, they're more likely to be like, ooh.
The internet is very powerful.
That's definitely me.
Yeah, it's powerful to get the message out, and it's great. Yep. From day one, from the day that I first made my first video, I got more views than I ever thought that anybody would even want to watch my content, because literally before that, I was always making videos, but before YouTube, I would make videos, and the people that would see my videos were my friends and my family. So like maybe at the most, maybe like 15 to 20 people would ever see my videos. So when I uploaded to YouTube and I had like, I think the first video, I don't remember, it was like 60 or something. I'm like, oh my God, 60 people saw my video. And then it got into the hundreds of thousands, and I'm like, oh my God, like it's just crazy. But yeah, if you guys are wondering about the video that I shot with Gary Yourofsky, it is linked below here. I always link it in these videos. I think I titled it Why Vegan, or I might have changed the name of that, the best speech ever. But you can click on it here later on, and I recommend that everybody watch that, whether you're vegan or not, because even if you're vegan, you're like, yeah, that's why I'm vegan. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like he's got all the facts, all the data in there. Very good speech, by the way.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know that you shot that.
I think a lot of people don't know that either.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that for a while. Like, we've been friends, I think, for like a year before. I was like, what?
Yeah, I've had people telling me, like, you got to watch this speech. I'm like, oh, I actually was there live.
It's like I was the one behind the camera. I hit record.
Yeah. Yeah, we shot that in Harlem, New York, at a community college.
Oh.
And, good speech. And then after that, we went out to lunch at Candle Cafe. Cafe.
Is that still there?
Well, I don't know if Candle 79 is the parent company, and they are no longer there. So I don't know if Candle Cafe is there anymore either. But anybody who knows, let me know in the comments. And
so how about them?
I think a lot of businesses, a lot of restaurants shut down in New York City anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's not there anymore.
Oh, Lisa said, how do you reach the people that will never watch vegan videos? Police street activism is essential. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what we were just saying. I didn't actually see the last part of that question. I just saw the question, not the statement after.
I don't know. I mean, vegan is in the name of the title of my videos, but I try to make my videos like, making different. That's why I wanted to do it like in the zombie apocalypse. I'm like, okay, there's, not everybody, but a lot of people like zombies. They like horror. They like, and it's like set in a comedic way. So that's why I wanted to do that. It's like, so I could get anybody, people that wouldn't seek out watching something vegan. They would, how do I know this is true? Because I've had people comment and say, like, look, I never would have watched any vegan recipe videos, but this was pretty cool. Or when I'm out making so years ago when I made like the big productions, like I made one at the mall, I made one at a movie theater, and I had like 16 to 30 people helping me do this. And, the majority of those people were not vegan. They were people that were interested in making this movie, and they're like, okay, I'm interested in your channel, and like, I want to check out this vegan thing, and these were people that weren't vegan, that they never thought would ever go vegan. So you never know what just, starting up a conversation with somebody can do.
Yeah, and I think having like a YouTube channel that's more than about just veganism can actually pull in a lot more people, because if they like horror movies, they might check out your channel and then be like, oh, he also makes vegan content. Or like I feel like people who like family videos would often find my channel because it's like me eating dinner with my family. It's like a lot of the videos I used to make. Or like just shopping at Aldi, because people are just like, oh, I love Aldi, and they're like, oh, there's a person shopping at Aldi. Oh, they're just getting all vegan stuff. Oh, that's interesting. And then it just like, a lot of people have just get sucked in because of other reasons.
And vegan was like the key word to everything for me growing up, like vegan this, vegan that. But now it's like, just make something vegan. Go to a potluck. I mean, we can't really do that now in the pandemic, but
Yeah.
like, and when things were normal, you make something. You don't need to go tell everybody that it's vegan. You can just go to a potluck. Obviously, if anybody asks you if there's anything vegan there, you're like, boom, this is vegan. But at the same time, people are gonna eat the food and be like, oh, this is really good. And it's happened to me many times where they're like, can I have the recipe for that mac and cheese? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's in my cookbook. You have a cookbook? I'm like, oh yeah, let me link it to you. Oh my God, this is vegan? Yeah. Oh my God. So these are true stories. These are experiences that I've had. So that's why I'm sharing them. That's Candle Cafe is open. Okay. Polite instead of polite. Polite. Yeah, he did. I think he said police.
Polite street. But it said polite street activism. I might have cut out or something.
It sounded, I think you would try to say polite, but it sounded like you said police.
Oh.
Oh well. Do we have the Liddy, the parent company or
Lidl?
brother company of Aldi? We don't have one here. They're all over in Germany though. I guess they're coming here now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's never the way to promote vegan. You don't ever want to tell people they're wrong, because that's like fighting words. That's gonna make divide there. You just want to tell people, like I said, like I've always said, you want to lead by example. You want to give the information. You don't ever want to do it in like an offensive way. Like if you're at that point, you just let tensions cool down, stuff like that. You always want to lead by example, and I mean the evidence is on our side too.
Mm-hmm.
You made a chocolate cake for the neighbors. Well, yeah. So the good thing about baked goods is you can make like almost all baked goods vegan, and people will not even know the difference. And a perfect example of this is, Donut Friend out in Los Angeles are the best donuts I've ever had in my life. And I don't even think they promote themselves as vegan. I don't think it says vegan anywhere. Everything is vegan. So you have people lined outside at night, outside the building, around the corner. And a lot of these people aren't even vegan and have no clue that they're buying vegan donuts. So... But I think a lot of people that go there know that they're vegan. I think most of the people know, and all of the vegans definitely know that they're vegan.
Yeah,
because that's where to go for for vegan donuts.
That was the place. That was a place in LA where we went late at night with
after
Cesar, and I said that I didn't want anything and I didn't get anything, and then I ate one of your donuts the next day.
And they were good.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not really much of a donut guy, and then the next day I was like, well, I could be convinced.
So and then we got vegan treats. This is all vegan, and they've been rated one of the top 10 bakeries, vegan or not, one of the top 10 bakeries in the world. Vegan treats, all vegan. So that just goes to show. You don't need to put that animal in there. Yeah, yeah, and all my posts and everything I do, obviously, I mean, vegan is in the name of is in the title of my name, the Vegan Zombie.
Mhm.
So, everybody knows everything that I post is vegan, and I do hashtag vegan this, vegan that, so people will know that it is vegan.
Mhm.
But I know a lot of times, and I'm sure anybody that's been vegan for, anywhere over like 6 months to a year or more has had this happen to them where, they make something and then somebody tries it and they're like, oh, that's really good. And then you tell them it's vegan. They're like, oh, well, yeah, I guess I could tell. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I guess
okay for being
I guess it
vegan.
wasn't that bad. Yeah.
Or,
Or I've heard of like other people just be like, "Oh, I knew it tasted weird." It's like you just said you liked it. You just went back for
yeah,
seconds.
yeah. Yeah. Or if you do tell them beforehand, you say, "Oh, I made some vegan cookies." They're like, "Yeah, these are pretty good for being vegan." It's like, you're lying. You can't tell the difference. You can't tell the difference.
Hmm.
Guys, you guys are making me hungry now. We're talking about food, and I'm thirsty, and there's no more water in here. There's a little bit.
Faucets are broken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't drink out of the faucet.
Oh my God. I have to dip it in toilet water. Jeez.
Yeah, Chris doesn't drink out of faucets. He only drinks out of toilet water.
Oh, come on.
It's a dog thing.
Yeah, my dogs love to do that. Vegan shark meat. It's like people come up with I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, you got vegan everything, right? So
I mean, if it's gonna make people not eat actual sharks,
exactly.
then great.
I mean,
I just didn't know there was a market for it.
yeah. There's vegan duck, vegan eel, vegan everything. But still nobody has come up with. We got to do the video. John and I came up with something that we were going to do a video on. It would obviously be a parody, like making fun of something, but nobody to this day has come up with our idea. At least not that I've heard. I'll tell you sometime in secret.
Okay.
Here, I'll text it to you right now. Don't repeat it, and let's get Craig's reaction. This is gonna be funny.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Vegan. Okay, let's see if he laughs. Did you get
Why?
it? Because there's vegan everything. Oh man. You think
Well,
that
now there's vegan everything.
You think that would be a funny video?
I don't know.
And then the other thing we were talking about the other day was, I don't know too much about the subject, but stock. We were talking stocks, and I don't know if that would be a good topic to talk about on this channel or not. But
I mean, not even stocks. I just like talking about investing in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a tiny bit invested in crypto, mostly in index funds and real estate, and then a little bit in individual stocks. But that's like all I really like to do with my money after I get money, and I pay my taxes and I pay for the channels that I run. The only other thing that I really like to do with it is make my money turn into future money for future Craig.
Yeah, and that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, because I mean I know that YouTube's not going to last forever. So
Yeah.
I basically need to be able to, when it ends eventually, if I can, especially that's also why I want to get into real estate with B. We've been talking about like other things that we want to do. I would like to be able to go from YouTube to like hitting the ground running with something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a few investments in some stock, not too much, but I've got a little bit, and I lost out on some years ago because I needed to take it out for something, and if I left it in there,
didn't you make money on it? But you would have just made a lot more if you kept it in.
Yeah, I made money on it, but I would have
Yeah.
made like literally like maybe 60 or 70,000.
Yeah,
But
that hurts.
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
You thought vegans were exempt from taxes? Wait, what have I been doing all these years?
I know, right?
Paying all these taxes.
I know.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, since we're self-employed, like the amount that we have to pay in taxes every year just makes me want to vomit.
yeah, yeah.
Well, because we basically get taxed twice. I think it's because because we're technically the employer and the employee. Because usually, like I have an employee on payroll. Like, so when I pay him, I say I were to pay him, let's for an even number, say like $1,000. I have to pay $1,200 for him to get like $700, which is like, so I'm paying the taxes and then he pays the taxes because like he doesn't get the full 1,000, but I have to pay more than 1,000 to give him 1,000. So because I'm an employee and the employer, and same thing with Chris, I have to pay the taxes when I'm paying myself, and then I have to get taxed when I'm getting paid by myself.
That's confusing.
Yeah, but that's why like me and you are basically taxed at like twice the amount that we would be taxed if we were not self-employed.
How's that work? I used to never end up owing taxes when I was an investigator. I'd always get money
Yeah.
back. But
Oh
now
yeah.
it's like,
Well, yeah, because you're getting taxed per paycheck. Like
yeah,
it takes it out per paycheck. Whereas now when we get like ad revenue from YouTube, it looks like you made a good chunk of money, but then you're like, oh yeah, I don't get to keep like most of that because of taxes, and then also just like what you have to spend in order to keep your channel running as far as like software and lenses and cameras and computers and stuff like that.
are we talking about the new kind of like just egg that we found at Wegmans?
Oh, I actually got some earlier today.
Yeah, I got some a couple days ago. I haven't used it yet. It's
I
cheaper.
haven't either. Well,
Oh, and the other
yeah,
thing that
yeah, I saw that.
maybe I should do a video on this. No, I'll talk about it now. I told you a couple days ago, so you already know this, but most of you know that my favorite vegan milk is the Oatly. I love it. And then I went to the store the other day, and Wegmans has their own oat milk. So I'm like, I don't usually like the Wegmans versions of like, they have almond milk and soy milk. I'm like, if I'm in a bind, maybe I would get it back in the day. But anyways, I'm like, it's way cheaper. I guess I'll try it out. I feel like it's better than Oatly. It might be Oatly. I don't know, but it's cheaper, and it's my new oat milk.
Did you get sweetened or unsweetened?
I just got the original.
Okay, wait, with sweetened or no?
I didn't see a sweetened one
'Cause
for
I
the
got
oat milk. For the oat milk, it was
okay,
just original. It says it doesn't say
okay,
sweetened
because the
or
kind that I
non.
got the other day was unsweetened, like not flavored, and it was unsweetened. So maybe that's why I wasn't a
But
huge
what I
fan of it.
forgot to do, what I should do, is I should probably read the ingredients because Oatly, the original Oatly, is one of the. I think there's one other plant milk out there. I think it might be West Soy or Eden Soy, which is not a very popular anymore. That was popular back when I first went vegan. But Oatly Original is like the only one that I can find that doesn't have oil in it. And you wouldn't have thought that plant milk would have oil in it, but almost all of them do have a little bit of oil
Hmm.
in it. So,
Hmm. Oh yeah, Shally was saying that. Well, okay, so she's just talking about taxes. I used to hate taxes. Now I love talking about taxes. Like now that that's how you know you're an adult. But yeah, she was saying like she feels like the government tries to de-incentivize self-employed people. I don't know if they're kidding or not, but by taxing them basically twice. I mean, I get why it's done. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's why I'm so obsessed with buying real estate and then maxing out my SEP IRA every year, because it basically allows you to keep your money for yourself if you can do those tax deductible investments.
um, plus when you're self-employed, you can write off so many things.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's
that's what I was. Mhm. Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
was saying. Like real estate, because that's a business expense for me now. So now I can put like X amount of dollars
yeah.
into a property, and then that'll give me some
I
some
saw it.
money every
Maybe I'll
month.
try to find it and send it to you. But I follow a few investment accounts, and there was this one guy that was saying like when he puts his money instead of buying or saving his money, he buys real estate, and the way he does it, he never has to pay taxes on anything. So I'll send
Mm.
it to you because I wasn't I didn't pay too much attention because I don't own
Yeah,
well, I do own real estate. I own my house. So,
yeah.
Mike, yeah, Oatly is probably one of the most expensive plant milks here too. There's a banana milk too that's a little bit more expensive, but I never get that. I do have a Streamlabs account. I Twitch on Streamlabs.
Stacy says she read everything off. That's good.
I write everything. I've always, since
Yeah.
I've had the full-time business of this, I've written like everything off because
Hmm.
literally everything goes towards this.
Yeah, yeah. I have a spreadsheet that I'll add everything to. Like every like once a month or so, I'll just like add everything that I bought for that month into the spreadsheet so I can keep track of how much I've spent.
But like for example, like most people, even most businesses, can't always write off like a lot of their food. But for me, it's
Yeah.
like I'm specifically buying certain food so I can either recipe test or so I can make a video with that food that I otherwise wouldn't have bought. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm. Well, Sherry was saying, I don't, I'm confused by what Sherry's saying. She said that if you're working at a regular job, you would be taxed twice also. I said, I don't think you would. You would just get taxed. If you're just the employee, you would just get taxed um, once
yeah,
on your
your
paycheck.
paycheck all the way to the end of the year.
Yeah. Because I was
And
saying,
you
like, as, mhm,
at the end of the year, then you either if you didn't pay enough, you end up paying more, or you get
mhm,
some back.
mhm.
My main business expense. Well, like yeah, like if I have to buy, like I don't do it every year, but last year, no, the year before last year, I bought my brand new camera, which by the way, I just paid
Mhm.
off yesterday, 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Um. I don't know what else is new with you. Have you been making videos lately?
Not on my own channel.
No, just Hercules.
Yeah, yeah, just been Hercules. I've been thinking about doing a video though soon. I've been liking just doing like the um, what I eat in a week videos.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I could just like record 5 minutes a day, and that's still a 35-minute video.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some a couple things that I have to film still.
Mm. Oh, Mike McNally says that there's a nutrition facts video. The most recent one is about the health benefits of being in a forest. That's cool. Because he says he likes my hiking videos. Thanks.
I think if you lived in a forest, instantly be breathing better air. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if you would feel
Um,
better like in a week.
mhm. Shalley says, do you know the tax rate percentage difference between employed versus self-employed? I think if I were, because I'm making like pretty normal amount of money after taxes, I would either be in like the 22 or 24% tax bracket. But because I'm self-employed, I get taxed like at 40% of my taxable income or somewhere around there. So it's like almost half of what I make after taxes is just gone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and Chris, I'm sure it's the same way.
I just bring it to my tax guy. So
Mhm. Yeah, I do too. But then I will see, I'll see my tax return. It'll say like how much I made and then how much I still owe of what I made. And I'm like, what?
well, my I just had to. It was crazy because like I had already done my taxes, but I wasn't able to do my 2018 because of the movie, the Kickstarter. And then I had to go to a specialist and he had to revise all of like 2017, 2018, 2019 before he could do this. So I had to pay more out of I had to go revise them even though I already paid taxes. I had to go pay again. It was crazy. I don't know. I just let him take care of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need tasty things to do with canned beans. Oh, there's so much you can make with canned beans. Depending on what kind of beans they are too. But I'm thinking right now, I'm thinking tacos or burritos, chickpeas. You can like season up, put them in your air fryer, and snack on them.
Mm. Oh yeah, I don't know if you know this, Chris, but I think the U.S. is one of the only countries where you get taxed based on your citizenship. So like if I were to live in the UK, I would get taxed on by living in the UK, um, and then I would also get taxed by the U.S. because I am a citizen of the U.S. So like if I were to live in another country and still be a U.S. citizen, I would basically have to pay even more taxes.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Geographic taxes. It's just like that's messed up.
One of the colorful bowls, like the one at Chipotle. Matt says garbanzo bean soup is one of his favorites.
Hmm.
Yeah, we were talking about that on one of the streams. You were talking about the garbanzo beans. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, chickpeas are good. Make up some
Mhm.
hummus. Sometimes I'll pull out my Instapot or my slow cooker and just throw a bunch of lentils in there, and
Mhm.
I don't know, carrots, potatoes, different things, and just let it cook all day. You got some nice
Mhm.
bean soup, lentil soup.
Hmm. Would it be the most vegan thing to say that I'd say garbanzo beans are my favorite bean?
Yeah, you're the hummus man.
Yeah, I haven't bought hummus consistently for like over a year.
When I first met you, all you did was actually one of the first videos I ever saw of yours. You were at Wegmans with like this much hummus, and then one of the employees
Yeah.
came up to you like, "Do you need help?" And you're like,
He was like, "You guys gonna eat all that?" And then I just looked at Dylan.
yeah."
And then Dylan just turned off the camera, so we had no more footage. But basically, then we were doing like a stuff vegan say video, um, and then we were putting it back because we're like, no, we're just doing this for a video. He's like, yeah, well, you're damaging the product. I was like, okay, guy, I just picked it up and put it in my basket, and I'm putting it back. I'm sorry. All right,
The
I'm
thing
sorry. I
is
used up all your hummus.
you were eating. So that was when I first met you. You were like all about hummus, and I really wasn't because I don't know. Like I feel like ever since I first went vegetarian and then vegan,
Mm-hmm.
it was back then it was like hummus was a staple. We all had to have hummus, and I think I just hummused myself out. So for the longest
I mean, that's what
time
happened to me.
I was just like no hummus, no hummus. It'd be like maybe once a year kind of thing, like if it was around. So when I met you, I was like I was hummused out, and you were all about the hummus. And I was like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, that's what happens
But
when you first go vegan. I was
lately,
when we met. I was sort of in the beginning stage. I think I'd been vegan for 3 years by then.
yeah. How long have I known you? Maybe 4 or 5 years, 6 years. I don't know.
I think we met in 2016 or 15, 16 maybe.
I met him at which was a vegan friendly place. He worked there, and I was going through the line, and he was like, "Hey man, how's it going? I watch your videos." I was like, "Oh, cool. Hey, how's it going?" And then
Mhm.
he told me about his channel, and I checked it out, and that's when I saw the hummus video. And then we actually hung
Yeah.
out. We met each
Yeah.
other at Wegmans, and we got kicked out by
Yep.
security.
Yep.
They came right up to us, like right in our face, like, "What are you doing with that camera?" And we're like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
Yeah. They pulled out weapons on us, and
Maybe
they're
it
like,
wasn't
"Hey,
that bad,
man."
but in our heads it was. It was like we had to like dive roll
They're
over like
like,
the produce.
"You guys better get out of
Yeah,
here."
yeah.
No, but there was like six of them or so that came over at once. It was crazy. Like I would expect like one person. That was I think the part that was like a little weird. Instead of just having one person say, "Hey, you guys can't film in here," it was like four, five, six, 13 of them. I
Well,
think there was 25 of them came over.
we went to the big Wegmans, and we went peak hours in the middle of the day when everyone was there. And if we went late at night or if we went to another Wegmans, I doubt that would have happened. I
Yeah.
used to do security at Wegmans like years and years
Yeah.
ago, so like I knew like I didn't know the guys that came up to us, but I probably knew their
Yeah.
boss
Yeah. If they're still there, yeah.
unless she
Oh,
retired.
Produce Not Pills says Core Life Eatery. Yeah, it actually used to just be called Core, but then apparently they found out that there's a grocery store named Core, so they had to change their name, or else they'd get sued. So that's why now it's Core Life Eatery.
You thought Wegmans was a friendly? I think in general it's a friendly. I just think I mean,
Yeah.
you got security there. They see, like, I mean, you can't really judge them based on like one incident like that.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah. I
worked
mean,
for
like I went.
Wegmans and I still
Yeah. Like,
go there.
I went to Wegmans earlier today, and they had great customer service.
But I'll tell you who doesn't have good customer service. That is Trader Joe's. There's only one around me, and I've been confronted. And like you guys knew that video that I did, I was like I have part of it on video. I don't know why I turned my camera off when he came up there, but like they were jerks to the second power.
Well, I think because you've made videos in there many times, and like a lot of times I tell you not to, and then I'm pretty sure that you are the reason why at our Trader Joe's it says no audio or video recording in the store.
Well, there was a manager there, and he came up to me one night, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm just making video for my channel." He's like, "Okay, well, that's fine." He's like, I know who you are, and I watch your channel, so that's cool. And I was like, okay, cool. So I thought I had like the okay to do it. But they were like total jerks that day. Like if it was just like, I mean, they were like it was almost like they were trying to fight. Their words and getting in my face and like, and then they followed me around after I turned the camera off. I'm like, okay, well, I still need to pick some things up. And they just went from aisle to aisle. And I'm like, guys, this isn't cool, It's like, you told me to turn it off, which is the first time they've ever done it. It wasn't like I was warned before, ever. It was the first time they ever told me to, and I turned it off. But, there's whatever.
Vegan police. Want me to beat them up for you, Chris?
It's funny, too, because all I'm doing is promoting them. I'm telling people in the area, like, hey, Trader Joe's, like, this is what we got that's vegan.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, because they have the policy and they don't like I even called them before and said, hey, I got this person's number that I was supposed to call to like I don't know if it's PR or what, but it was just like to see if I was able to do that, and they said like no, it's just our policy and we don't make any exceptions.
Trader Joe said that?
Yeah.
Because you called for Aldi too.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I don't know if I probably called Aldi, but I know that my mom also talked to like the general manager or the district manager or whatever. And I think he even said that he checked out some of our videos and he didn't see anything wrong with it, but he said it's also like their policy. And it's like the same thing with Aldi, with Trader Joe's, with Wegmans. All of them are just like, we don't allow it and we don't make exceptions. Walmart, I think they technically have that rule, but I think most people who work at Walmart just don't care enough.
And usually when I go to do these things, like, I like to go really late at night. So I try to go to the stores that are 24/7, and I'll go like at ridiculous hours, like 2 or 3 in the morning. And I mean, this was obviously before the pandemic, but I would go there and you basically got your store to yourself and nobody really bothers you. Otherwise, you got the camera in there with like so many people going all over the place, and you try to be like considerate so you're not in people's way when they're actually trying to, get through or buy something, and you're trying to take a video of something. So plus it always feels awkward, like, doing a video while everybody's like in public, watching you.
Yeah. Produce Not Pills asked if someone could film in Hercules. Yeah, I think my parents would actually welcome people filming in Hercules.
Yeah.
Because it's a small orange store, and they know how powerful social media is. Because nobody would know who Hercules was if it wasn't for social media. Like, did you know about our candy store before you met me?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I did. But my mom's known about you since she was little.
But you lived like 15, 20 minutes from where I grew up, and you didn't even know that.
Well, because it's out of your house, It was out of your house.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of people in Syracuse who didn't even know that we exist. But now we have people all over the world who know that we exist just because of YouTube. Social media. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, perfect example why your mom's like, Craig, you can only post once a week.
I know. Yeah. So the hardest problem we've been having is getting new help. It's just been really tough to find good help, but I feel like that's our main hurdle. But if we can get over that, then we can finally start posting more often.
Yeah, I don't think for the most part people at Walmart would even say anything. And when we went into Wegmans that day, we got kicked out. Like I had my whole camera set up, with me.
Hmm.
But so now what I do is like the iPhone is great as far as that goes. So I'll just conveniently like incognito have my phone out like this as I'm walking by, and I'll just boom, get a picture of the item, get a picture of the back, and I won't even talk. And then I'll do a voiceover when I edit the video. So that seems to be the easiest way to do it without anybody seeing what you're doing. And
Hmm.
if anybody comes over and says anything, I'm like, I'm just trying to like blow up a picture of this to read the
Hmm.
ingredients or something.
Hmm.
Like nobody's gonna really say anything at that point. I used to
Hmm.
be security at different stores. Like this is before the age of social media, so I don't think I would ever do that, today. But yeah, I've had some crazy encounters. I could do a whole entire live stream based on some of the things I've seen and done with or just doing loss prevention. I did that. I started out at Macy's. Well, actually, it was Kaufman's before it was Macy's, and then I went to
Hmm.
PNC before it was Tops, and then the last place I worked at before I became an investigator was Target. So
Hmm.
I think I've seen some pretty funny things too. Like just off the top
Hmm.
of my mind, off the top of my head, I remember looking at the cameras. I'm just gonna tell this one story real quick. But I remember looking at the
Hmm.
cameras that was out by the electronics, and it was like, you set the cameras to, move however you want them. You set point one, point two, and then you put it on auto, and then it just will go over here, and it'll move over here, and then it'll go over there. So the main camera was like on the electronics and stuff, and then over here was like the back of the electronics wall, which turned into the next aisle, which was like something stupid like silverware. And there was this guy in the silverware aisle, so I'm like, okay, so I took manual control of the camera and I zoom in over. I'm like, what's this dude doing silverware? I'm just looking. I'm probably pretty bored, waiting to go home or whatever. And I zoom in, and he's looking around. He's making these weird, like he's looking around, like some of the signs what people do when they're looking to steal something. He's like looking around and everything. So I'm like, what's this guy doing? Like he doesn't even have anything worth stealing. He's got like
Hmm.
a thing of silverware. So he opens the silverware and he's looking around, and he pulls out the spoon and he's looking around, and then he goes and he puts it back on the shelf. Like he had to try it out. He had to try
Hmm.
the curvature of the spoon in his mouth. How did it feel in his mouth? And then he put it back in the package and he put it back on the shelf. I mean, I went out and pulled it off the shelf, but I mean,
Hmm.
just be careful when you buy stuff because you never
Yeah.
know.
Hmm.
You can order Hercules candy online, right, Craig?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's why
On the
it got
website.
so big. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's in the description of all of our videos too. Or you could just, if you Google, like most of the questions that people have about Hercules, they could find by Googling. Like, where are we located? If you Google it, you'll answer. You'll know. What's the website? If you Google it, it'll be like one of the first things to pop up. What are your hours? If you Google it, it'll be like also one of the first things to pop up.
How is Kara's cookie bark?
It's really good, really, really good. Have you had it?
No, but Produce wanted to know. I didn't know you
Oh,
had it.
okay. Yeah. And then Parth Patel says, "Do you offer free shipping?" No, we have to pay an arm and a leg for
Yeah,
shipping.
yeah.
We make $0 off of shipping.
Yep.
Honestly, we make less money because of shipping because when we ship, candy out, that's obviously labor hours are going towards shipping, and it's not going towards um, wrapping candy and stuff like that, where we would actually be making money. Because, like I said, we make $0 off of shipping. So yeah, we're obviously profiting money when we're shipping. Like obviously, like there's just some more overhead doing that instead of like having somebody go around the store and pick something out and then walk out. That's what we would prefer, but we'll settle for selling out of stuff all the time if we have to ship.
Produce. Have I ever seen people shove stuff in their pants? Yes, yes, many times. That's usually how they would steal. And yes, I've also seen people think they're dodging the cameras. In fact, I've seen somebody go into a clothing aisle and like look around and then take the hoodie off, wearing nothing on under it, and then put a t-shirt on, and then putting the hoodie back on and stealing the t-shirt.
Hmm. Well, someone wants to know if the candy at the store is vegan. Some of it is. Some of it is not. Just because my parents started the candy store like literally decades before we ever went vegan. Almost 100 years before we went vegan.
Yeah, your candy
It
shop.
might have been 100 years before we went vegan.
110 years, right?
Yeah,
It's
and we've
110
been
years
vegan for
old.
7 years. So yeah,
So
a
it's
little
been
over
in
100 years.
your family before your dad was born. Like it's old.
Before it even existed. Yeah.
So,
But yeah, well, now we offer a lot of vegan options that we just didn't before. And I think that YouTube actually helped that out a lot because now a lot of vegans watch our channel. Whereas before we didn't have the demand for it, so my parents couldn't justify buying it. And also it's becoming more common to be able to buy it. Whereas before, like we couldn't get vegan dark chocolate, and now we're starting to be able to get vegan milk chocolate. I don't think we've been able to sell any, but we purchased some, and like I've tried it and it was good. But we haven't been making anything with it. I don't know if it's like they just sold it to us or they just give us a sample and we're like, all right, well you'll be able to start buying it like a year from now. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I just know we haven't been selling anything with it recently.
Yeah, so I did a couple videos at Hercules, and I actually focus on the vegan part of it, what's vegan there, and the making of some of the ones where they kind of just do everything there on the Hercules channel. But so you can find that there. But just off the top of my head, what's vegan there? Like the ribbon candy, the the candy canes. There's vegan chocolate there, and normally they have like the chocolate covered pecans and marshmallows, potato chips, and the brittle. The brittle's all vegan too, right?
Oh yeah, chocolate covered pecan brittle that's my favorite.
And you have cashew brittle. So yeah, they have a
Mm-hmm.
whole bunch of vegan stuff.
Yeah, all the brittle is vegan. Like there's no butter or anything. And we use Calibo chocolate.
The chocolate's really good too. I can vouch for that.
Really good. Yeah. Yeah. So if anyone's contemplating buying it, I would suggest trying it.
Oh, The Hercules chocolate Nutter Butter, but it's sold out. You have the Nutter Butter?
Oh, chocolate covered Nutter Butters, yeah. Those are pretty popular.
Nutter Butter. Vegan?
But if the Cookie Bark is there, I would recommend the Cookie Bark because the Cookie Bark is broken up Nutter Butters and Oreos.
Oh.
So yeah, even more.
Is Love extra or is it included in the price? I think that's included, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Craig's got some photography that he's been doing, astrophotography.
Yeah, I got a star tracker from one of my viewers, and I finally learned how to use it. And then I don't know if you've noticed at night, but it's been nothing but clouds every single night, so I can't even use it.
It really has. My dad was just talking to me about that last night.
Yeah, so either I have to wait until it stops being cloudy, probably like in the spring, or I have to get a lens with X-ray vision. So,
Sabrina's driving right now. Don't watch this. Only listen. Only listen.
Yeah. Wow, an hour and a half to go. That's a while.
For the
Wait,
drive.
Don't comment, Sabrina.
Yeah, how are you?
Wait, I hope you're not driving. I hope somebody else is driving.
I feel like I'm a little delayed here because I feel like you're reading some of these before I see them. Maybe I'm the one that's delayed.
I don't know.
No.
She says, "Uh-oh, oops."
Oops. Stop. Stop. Watch the road. You never know when a zombie can jump out in front of you. You never know.
Yeah. All right. You entertain the troops for a second. I'll be right back.
Craig's just got to go potty. No, I don't know what he's got to do. He's probably got to let his prisoners out of the back room or something like that. I don't know. Okay, guys, I'm being held hostage now that Craig's gone. You guys got to send help. Do you have your comments set to the top comments? Oh, maybe I don't. No, I have it live chat. So I should see everything. Putter's nose. Yeah, I could probably do an entire live stream based on my experience being loss prevention. I've got a lot of stories about that. A lot of stories. watching people and catching people stealing at stores. He puts the lotion on his skin. Oh no. All right. So what should we talk about when Craig comes back? And my water's gone. My mouth is drying up here. Did you see that? He went in the other door and he came out that door. That's magic. Do I have a skincare routine? I don't. I just try to take care of my skin. Like I don't.
Oh, I actually just started a skincare routine a couple months ago.
Did you? I should probably have something. My face is like extra red all the time. So
Mine
don't know
is
what
just
to
like
do.
so I don't get acne or wrinkles.
Oh, I never get acne. Like I've been knock on wood. No, I've been pretty fortunate with that. Like I didn't really get too much acne as a kid. But I never played Vanguard. Nope. No, I never played Vanguard. The games that I play are EverQuest. I've played Warcraft. I have Warcraft accounts. Just recently Dungeons and Dragon Online and Star Citizen, and then a few games on my PlayStation 4 that I just bought last fall. All right, AJ. So why don't I do a video on my loss prevention stories? Maybe next time. Yeah, I think I got some pretty good health going on here. It's gonna be my birthday soon. Getting old here.
Once a year.
Yep. Oh. Have I ever tried making my own seitan? Yeah, we got plenty of seitan. It's in my cookbook. It's one of our first videos we ever did. Got a lot of seitan recipes.
Have you ever undercooked seitan?
If you undercook it, it's usually kind of mushy. If you overcook it, it's
disgusting.
Tough. Yeah.
It tastes so gross. It just tastes like gluten. Like, well, I mean, that's exactly what it is, but it just like, it tastes like what it smells like in the box. It's not good.
Gomez wants to know the most dramatic reaction of a person that was caught stealing. I will tell you the answer to that in my loss prevention story. On the maybe the next live stream. We'll have to set that up. Maybe I'll even do it tomorrow. I maybe we won't, because I have a few things. I have to open my vegan cuts box, so maybe we'll do it there. I don't know. But maybe it wouldn't be appropriate to do that with the I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, they do make a tofu press, but this might come into a shock to some of you. I never press my tofu. I never ever press my tofu. If it's just way too soggy, I'll just lightly dry it off, maybe with a paper towel, and that's it. Like if I'm gonna cook it up, like I need it to be a little bit of that water to be in there.
I press my tofu depending on what I'm doing. Yeah, AC. Wait, or someone was asking what my skincare routine is. I just wash my face and then I moisturize it, and then I have this eye cream that I try to put under it, which didn't really do anything for my dark circles because I'm pretty sure it's because they're a lost cause. Actually, my mom, because I inherited them from my mom, so she asked the doctor one time why her circles are so dark, and he said it was just because our skin is so thin right here that you can just like see the blood vessels underneath. So people tell me all the time like that they're worried about me, that like I'm anemic or that I need to get better sleep or something like that. I'm like, guys, I get like I probably get about 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, and I've looked like this my entire life, and I've gotten tested for anemia like a number of times, either just thinking that like I might have anemia, like when I first was experiencing symptoms of CIDP, because we didn't know what it was, and I had fine levels, and I've also gotten like a physical like within the past year or two, just because I just had a physical and I just got some blood work done and everything was fine. But yeah, and then someone told me recently I should get tested for food allergies. I don't have any allergies except for penicillin. I got a real big rash all over my entire body one time when I took penicillin. But other than that, I've got none. So that's the long, the long version of my skincare routine. I just wash, moisturize, do this eye cream that when it runs out, I'm gonna be done. And then I have this spot thing. Like if I have I think I have like a little bump right here, I'll put something on there and like anywhere else on my face. And that's about it.
Oh,
Someone said,
so
"What's my hair routine?"
the one thing that I was doing, but I ran out,
Yeah.
I had some rose water that I would just spray on my face. It felt good, because it was, but Gomez says cotton ball with some hydrogen peroxide and just put that on your face. It gets the red out. We'll have to see if that works. There was this vitamin C serum that I had from, what were they called? Mad Hippie or something. They sent, and it seemed to work okay, but I don't know. Maybe I just felt like it worked, but I don't know. By the way, my face has been red. If you look at pictures of me, like when I was a little kid, my face was always pretty red, and I used to have freckles all over my face. So,
Gomez says, "Craig, work on your kidneys." I don't have any kidney problems. And like actually, I have gotten I don't know exactly what it was. It was like glomerular numbers or whatever. Like when I was getting tested for like a bunch of different things, when I was being diagnosed for my autoimmune disease, I got like the works done, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with my kidneys, and there still is nothing wrong with my kidneys. Because like I said, like people just keep telling me that like there's this wrong, this could be wrong, this could be wrong, and it's just genetics. It's just my face. It's just what it is.
Yeah,
I've
same.
accepted that. But yeah. And like, yeah, like your face can be like kind of red sometimes. That's just your face. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong.
Yeah. My dad's like that too, Matt. Yeah. But my dad has skin cancer, so he's always getting pieces cut out of his skin. And actually, he just got something cut out of his head a couple days ago. It's like yeah, he's had that for a very long time. Star Dressed Sky. I didn't open it yet. I brought it home yesterday, so I got to open that package. I will open it. And what was the other thing that I was going to read here that I missed? Yeah, we're talking a little bit about tofu. There's so many here that I don't remember which one I was going to comment on. Oh well. Yeah, we're pretty healthy, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no health problems or anything, even though like people on the internet will tell you all like from their chair what your problems are.
Matt, I remember your dad had cancer when we were little kids.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Gomez, I'm not talking about you saying that like you're diagnosing me. I was talking more about the person who, I'm not going to name them, but the person who made videos about us.
Oh yeah, somebody, people like to go ahead and do that. They like to just look at something and be like, "Oh, I'm going to self-diagnose you guys."
Yeah, because I'm sure like people like Gomez who's saying something like they're not saying anything from like a mean place.
Right.
They're like, they have the best intentions in mind, and that's fine. But like the people who made videos about us were like, a lot of the stuff is like, what are you talking about?
Lisa says rose hip oil evens out skin tone. That's not the same as like rose water though, right? Rose hip oil. Totally different. Craig, I've wondered why Robbie Rotten.
Oh, because people told me before, like Chris knows this is my reaction. If like someone makes fun of me for something, I just embrace whatever someone makes fun of me for. Like people would comment like I look like Robbie Rotten, so then I just made my profile picture Robbie Rotten. I was like, what are you gonna do? Make fun of the guy who makes fun of himself from looking like Robbie Rotten? And then all those comments stopped actually.
Shelly, I think unless they took it off there, I think you can still buy the Vago bars online at Vegan Essentials, and I also think you can get it on Amazon. Just off the top of my head. Craig, what's your hair routine? Asks ZE.
I wash it with shampoo and conditioner a couple times a week. That's it.
Parse says, I am diagnosing you, Craig, with being too beautiful. Trade Bell?
Well, thanks, Parth.
I'm going to try the peroxide. That's pretty cheap. Yeah, AJ, that's what me and Craig are talking about too. AJ says that Ryan says he's always talking about this
No.
one YouTuber that makes videos saying how unhealthy Ryan is as a vegan. They love to troll. They love to try to make vegans look bad and self-diagnose. I was told that I had severe eczema and I had an autoimmune disease just by the way I looked, and that was nonsense. I did a rebuttal video on that, and neither are true.
Mm-hmm. Oh, AC says, do you use deodorant? I don't. I keep it completely natural and organic. I mean, you can find like Trader Joe's or like Tom's deodorant. I get that at Trader Joe's or Wegmans or whatever is fine. But if I don't wear deodorant, you'll smell it. So it's in everyone's best interest that I wear deodorant.
Honestly, I used to wear deodorant all the time when I was younger. But as time went on, trying to find a good vegan deodorant really sucked. But then I found Schmidt's, and I really like Schmidt's. But even more than that, like there's a new one. It's really, really expensive. It's like $11 or $12 a stick though. But it's called Native, and that seems to work too. So Schmidt's and Native worked for me, but if I'm not going to go anywhere, I don't wear deodorant. And lately, I've just been here at the house. If I'm going to go somewhere, I'll take a shower and I'll put on my deodorant. But other than that, I don't.
Yeah.
Natural.
Yeah.
All natural.
I put it on when I remember, basically, which is usually when I leave the house.
Yeah, well, all of that mainstream brand, Matt, is what usually does what it does to clothing. Some of these organic ones that don't have like the aluminum in it and all that stuff. I used to not be able to do anything unless I'm wearing. I used to get like a Speed Stick antiperspirant specific one, or else I would especially going out skateboarding all day. But for the past 8-9 years, I've been using organic, and Schmidt's has been my preferred one for the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there are some that are better than the others because some of them feel kind of rough, but then other ones are perfect. Yeah, Trini, I'm still using the same ones I got from Expo that they sent me, or they gave me at Expo. Yeah, they're expensive, and I haven't been able to replenish because there hasn't been an Expo in the last 3 Expos.
Yeah, I know.
And there's not going to be a new one.
Yeah,
I'm praying
I really
and hoping that there's going to be an Expo East. Well, that would be the end of the year, September, which they were going to do in Philly for the first time, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if this would be too controversial or if you want to answer or not, but would you take the vaccine if that's what you had to do to go there?
Would I take the vaccine if I had to do that to go there?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not talk about that on the channel just because
Sure.
I don't want to be somebody that's perceived to give out medical advice to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be like a personal thing. What about you?
Yeah.
When I do the peroxide, I take paper plate and dry my face really quickly to my pores. Close up fast and makes your face turn really clear and white bubbling in the peroxide bleach. That's why. I don't know if I have any peroxide right now at the moment, but I don't even know if I have any cotton balls. Maybe I can use some like tissue or toilet paper.
Or chloroform. You could use chloroform.
Chloroform. Oh. Do you know the first time I ever saw anything about chloroform or what it was from when I was little, the movie Cloak and Dagger, and it had Henry Thomas from E.T. was the main star of it, and the bad guys, which was like a very old grandma and grandpa couple, they took the chloroform and they're like, and I was like, oh no, I don't ever want that to happen. That is true, Lisa. I've noticed that if you eat clean, the cleaner you eat, and the more raw you eat, well, maybe it doesn't have to be not raw, but more like less processed
Like
foods
fruits and
you eat.
vegetables.
Yeah, yeah. The different you smell, your BO smells, rather than eating all kinds of junk all the time. And if you, it is a thing. If you don't eat, things like onion and garlic too, that also helps out. But I noticed like when I like did like a juice fast or something like that, I smelled completely different,
Mm.
or at least I thought. It's hard to smell yourself. I don't know.
Yeah, we only had the one expo. I only went to that one expo. I'm really excited about going to another expo eventually,
Oh my god,
and
there's
also like
some.
more vegan dales. Because I was like,
Yeah,
I had plans to go to Toronto Vegan Dale, and nope.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's where we were going. We were on our way to Expo West right when the pandemic happened. Like literally one day
Yeah,
before we were supposed to embark on the plane. It was March
we could have
3rd.
gone.
We still could have went, but our Airbnb, they
Yeah,
still didn't refund us, and I never got refunded for my plane ticket. And now I'm
really.
worried because they said, well, you can still use that ticket for another year from March. So March is almost up,
I mean, they'll probably reinstate it or something.
hopefully.
I mean, I think I just got refunded. Who'd you use again?
I I don't remember. It was either American Airlines or United. I think it was
Oh,
American
yeah.
Airlines.
Because I found that Delta usually has the best customer service, so I will almost exclusively fly Delta.
Yeah, I don't like look for a I look for whatever's cheapest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like for the most part, like American Airlines, United, and Delta, there's not too much of a difference. I think United sometimes is a little bit cheaper, but I would rather have the better customer service and just pay a couple like 15 extra bucks. It's usually not that much difference.
Yeah. The other thing that I don't think I could do right now anyway is I don't think I could be on a plane for that long wearing a mask. And the reason why is because I am extremely claustrophobic, and it adds to my claustrophobia wearing a mask. So when I put my mask on, I try to get in and out of the store as quickly as possible because I feel like I'm suffocating.
Mm, yeah. I'm just not a big fan of wearing masks, so
Yeah.
I just try to get in and out because of that, because
Yeah.
nobody likes them. Oh,
A Bolden.
Asim Bolden. Yeah, she's leaving
So,
some nice emojis.
oh, nice. How's it going? I keep going for my water, and there's like literally nothing in here. What else we got here? Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Produce. I feel like trapped in something. Like I got in, you can't take it off.
Hmm.
So I don't want to put myself in a position that may freak me out like that.
Mm.
But I do have this, and I have this around my neck at all times in case I'm in somewhere where I got to put it on. And there you go. Now you can't see me.
Hmm.
It's a really weird concept. Like, I mean, I was thinking about it. It's like I go into a store. I'm like this. I got my hoodie up over my head, and I'm like,
Hmm.
if I were to do this 1 year ago, people would probably call the police on me, thinking I'm gonna rob the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And now it's just normal.
Yeah. Now you get in trouble if you don't cover up your face. The mask is okay in 5-degree days. Yeah. No, I don't mind wearing
I got
masks
the
when it's
beard.
really cold out. Yeah, because I remember like you and I went when we went down to Tully to do that that horror video that we did.
Oh yeah,
Um, we were like wearing our masks sometimes. We're like, damn, this is like more comfortable wearing your mask sometimes
I'm like
because it's
I was
getting
like
cold.
I was like the mask is actually good right now because it's cold out on
Yeah.
my face.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say. I can't wait until it actually gets nice out again. I really can't wait to go camping and stuff again, backpacking.
I can rob banks now. It's funny. I just read an article like stupid criminals, and the guy got caught, and he said that he gave $500 to a wizard to make him invisible. Didn't work. He should have done it. He should have gave it to a mage or something.
Did you hear about the guy who you heard about invisible ink with like lemon juice or something? So he just put lemon juice on his face, and then he was like, "How did the cameras see me?"
Oh, jeez. Not the same, buddy.
The one of my other favorite stories. I don't know. I think it was real. I don't know. I saw it on like a meme. It was like one of those Skyrim memes where it says like speech 100. There's a guy who was robbing a bank that he worked at, and people were like, "Is that you, Clive?" He was like, "No, it's not me."
That's not me.
Yeah.
What if you don't wear a mask
funny.
but don't open your mouth? You still got to breathe if you're not breathing through your nose.
Yeah, I mean, were you gonna not? You gonna not breathe? You gonna die in the store? You're a wizard, Robbie.
Now, I could understand if you were like David Blaine or somebody who can hold his breath for like 16 minutes. If you can go in the store holding your breath for 16 minutes, he'd be moving a lot too. So I'd say he could probably only do it for maybe 10 minutes because he'd be moving a lot as he's walking in the store. So if he could hold his breath long enough to get in the store, get everything, go back out, I don't see why not. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't see any more questions, and we got through them all, and we've been on for a little bit. So,
Yeah.
is this a good place to end?
I mean, I haven't eaten dinner yet, so.
All right. So you need to eat your dinner. You're not going to go to the gym tonight. You're going to go tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. Well, that was a lovely stream. I had a fun time hanging out with you guys and Craig. Remind me next time, and I'll talk about my loss prevention days if that interests you. I got a lot of stories there. So everybody have a great night, and we'll see you. Oh, yeah, and check out the link up top. You only have a few more hours if you want to get that 75 ebooks for less than $1 a piece. And you can always go follow No Egg Craig over at No Egg Craig, and he's got Hercules Candy that he edits their videos as well. So go check that out. And we'll see you guys soon. All right. Thanks, Craig.
See ya.